National Education Policy 2020, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India.
4. Curriculum and pedagogy in schools. Learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable, and engaging. Restructuring school curriculum and pedagogy in a new 5334 Design 4.1. The curricular and pedagogical structure of school education will be reconfigured to make it responsive and relevant to the developmental needs and interests of learners at different stages of their development, corresponding to the age ranges of 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14, and 14 to 18 years, respectively. The curricular and pedagogical structure in the curricular framework for school education will therefore be guided by a 5334 design consisting of the foundational stage in 2 parts, that is, 3 years of Anganwadi preschool, 2 years in primary school in grades 1 to 2, both together covering ages 3 to 8, preparatory stage, grades 3 to 5 covering ages 8 to 11, middle stage, grades 6 to 8 covering ages 11 to 14, and secondary stage, grades 9 to 12 in 2 phases, i.e. 9 and 10 in the first and 11 and 12 in the second, covering ages 14 to 18. 4.2. The foundational stage will consist of 5 years of flexible, multi-level, play, activity-based learning in the curriculum and pedagogy of ECA as mentioned in Para 1.2. The preparatory stage will comprise 3 years of education building on the play, discovery, and activity-based pedagogical and curricular style of the foundational stage, and will also begin to incorporate some light textbooks as well as aspects of more formal but interactive classroom learning in order to lay a solid groundwork across subjects including reading, writing, speaking, physical education, art, languages, science, and mathematics. The middle stage will comprise 3 years of education, building on the pedagogical and curricular style of the preparatory stage, but with the introduction of subject teachers for learning and discussion of the more abstract concepts in each subject that students will be ready for at this stage across the sciences, mathematics, arts, social sciences, and humanities. Experiential learning within each subject and explorations of relations among different subjects will be encouraged and emphasized despite the introduction of more specialized subjects and subject teachers. The secondary stage will comprise of 4 years of multidisciplinary study, building on the subject-oriented pedagogical and curricular style of the middle stage, but with greater depth, greater critical thinking, greater attention to life aspirations, and greater flexibility and student choice of subjects. In particular, students would continue to have the option of exiting after grade 10 and re-entering in the next phase to pursue vocational or any other courses available in grades 11 to 12, including at a more specialized school, if so desired. 4.3. The above described stages are purely curricular and pedagogical, designed to optimize learning for students based on the cognitive development of children. They will inform the development of national and state curricula and teaching learning strategies at each stage, but parallel changes to physical infrastructure will not be required. Holistic development of learners. 4.4. The key overall thrust of curriculum and pedagogy reform across all stages will be to move the education system towards real understanding and towards learning how to learn, and away from the culture of rote learning as is largely present today. The aim of education will not only be cognitive development, but also building character and creating holistic and well-rounded individuals equipped with the key 21st century skills. Ultimately, knowledge is a deep-seated treasure, and education helps in its manifestation as the perfection which is already within an individual. All aspects of curriculum and pedagogy will be reoriented and revamped to attain these critical goals. Specific sets of skills and values across domains will be identified for integration and incorporation each stage of learning from preschool to higher education. Curriculum frameworks and transaction mechanisms will be developed for ensuring that these skills and values are imbibed through engaging processes of teaching and learning. NCERT will identify these required skill sets and include mechanisms for their transaction in the National Curriculum Framework for Early Childhood and School Education. Reduce curriculum content to enhance essential learning and critical thinking. 4.5. Curriculum content will be reduced in each subject to its core essentials to make space for critical thinking and more holistic, inquiry-based, discovery-based, discussion-based, and analysis-based learning. The mandated content will focus on key concepts, ideas, applications, and problem-solving. Teaching and learning will be conducted in a more interactive manner. Questions will be encouraged, and classroom sessions will regularly contain more fun, creative, collaborative, and exploratory activities for students for deeper and more experiential learning. Experiential learning. 4.6. In all stages, experiential learning will be adopted, including hands-on learning, arts integrated and sports integrated education, storytelling-based pedagogy, among others, as standard pedagogy within each subject and with explorations of relations among different subjects. To close the gap in achievement of learning outcomes, classroom transactions will shift towards competency-based learning in education. The assessment tools, including assessment as of and/or learning, will also be aligned with the learning outcomes, capabilities, and dispositions as specified for each subject of a given class. 4.7. Art integration is a cross-curricular pedagogical approach that utilizes various aspects and forms of art and culture as the basis for learning of concepts across subjects. As a part of the thrust on experiential learning, art-integrated education will be embedded in classroom transactions, not only for creating joyful classrooms but also for imbibing the Indian ethos through integration of Indian art and culture in the teaching and learning process at every level. This art-integrated approach will strengthen the linkages between education and culture. 4.8. Sports integration is another cross-curricular pedagogical approach that utilizes physical activities, including indigenous sports, in pedagogical practices to help in developing skills such as collaboration, self-initiative, self-direction, self-discipline, teamwork, responsibility, citizenship, etc. Sports integrated learning will be undertaken in classroom transactions to help students adopt fitness as a lifelong attitude and to achieve the related life skills along with the levels of fitness as envisaged in the Fit India movement. The need to integrate sports in education is well recognized as it serves to foster holistic development by promoting physical and psychological well-being while also enhancing cognitive abilities. Empower students through flexibility and course choices. 4.9. Students will be given increased flexibility and choice of subjects to study, particularly in secondary school, including subjects in physical education, the arts and crafts, and vocational skills, so that they can design their own paths of study and life plans. Holistic development and a wide choice of subjects and courses year to year will be the new distinguishing feature of secondary school education. There will be no hard separation among curricular, extracurricular, or co-curricular, among arts, humanities, and sciences, or between vocational or academic streams. Subjects such as physical education, the arts and crafts, and vocational skills, in addition to science, humanities, and mathematics, will be incorporated throughout the school curriculum with a consideration for what is interesting and safe at each age. 4.10. Each of the 4 stages of school education, in accordance with what may be possible in different regions, may consider moving towards a semester or any other system that allows the inclusion of shorter modules or courses that are taught on alternate days in order to allow an exposure to more subjects and enable greater flexibility. States may look into innovative methods to achieve these aims of greater flexibility and exposure to an enjoyment of a wider range of subjects, including across the arts, sciences, humanities, languages, sports, and vocational subjects.